Tell me about this life-altering experience, Evelyn. My story just touches on a small portion of my profound experience and the spiritual truths I discovered. 2014's chilly January days brought about unanticipated changes in my life. I felt as though life had prepared me for an emotional roller coaster, ranging from fear and sadness to breathtaking beauty and profound awe. The crisp winter air bit my cheeks as I cycled through our peaceful town streets on January 3. I was struck by a huge truck that smashed its metal chassis on my vulnerable body, turning my tranquil trip into a terrifying nightmare. A year later, I'm still not sure how to make sense of the horrific hit that changed my life. The medication staff was expressing surprise at my survival and kept emphasizing how fantastic it was. "Evelyn, most people don't survive what you've gone through," they remarked, little amazed. And what do you know? They were accurate. Had logic won out, I would have become just another sad statistic. In the first few days, I almost died twice. Throughout these terrifying events, I experienced two NDs. My understanding of spirituality, life, and the cosmos has evolved as a result of my afterlife experiences. I'll be honest now, I was hesitant to tell my personal tale, but something small kept nudging me. I find it bothersome that such a profoundly transformative experience was bottled up. I'm telling my story to reassure a close friend who is preparing to embark on her farewell tour. What say you about that? People who are worried about the same things in the future could find my thoughts relatable. Allow me to transport you back to that moment when the truck struck me and I thought I was going to die. I experienced a strange feeling of having two minds in a matter of seconds, or even a few minutes on Earth. It seemed as though I had lost part of my body in the shards, just observing from a distance. I had a primitive, fearful part of me inside my broken body. The rough tarmac and cold, hard axle metal scratched across my skin as I was pulled under the vehicle. My body froze in terror as the agony got worse. My cool, distant, almost curious side rose above the chaos. This alien figure out to the side ahead of the truck lingered calmly in the air despite the turmoil. The part of me that was watching this felt oddly at ease with this awareness gap. I felt at ease as I observed from this otherworldly height. The anguish, the panic, the accident, it was as though I realized everything beneath me was prearranged. It was a great relief to realize there was nothing to fear following such a horrific incident. I saw strangers with worried eyes run to assist. Their terrified 911 calls sounded to me in my disembodied awareness. Their actions became life-saving when the paramedics arrived. My identities blended once more after the arrival of the first responders. Together in one battered body were the composed onlooker and the terrified Evelyn. I clung to that last bit of calm, a lifeline in the middle of the chaos, while they stabilized me and got ready for the quick ride to the trauma center. I was in a hospital bed, and all I could think about was the terrible news. I recalled what the doctors had said. My injuries weren't as bad as I had thought. I had suffered severe head and spine traumas, which had hammered my already weak body. The realization of how serious the situation was overcame me with panic. When they informed me that major surgery would be necessary to repair my lower spine, the medical personnel was cautious but stern. However, doctors were unable to continue until my brain hemorrhage had ceased. My pulse raced as I attempted to comprehend my vulnerability. Right now, all we could do was wait. My emotions were out of control when I walked inside the packed intensive care unit. The amount of death I had nearly experienced due to the sterile air and humming apparatus was startling. After the accident, I couldn't stop thinking about that weird split consciousness experience when I saw doctors and nurses. To figure out how I might be in two locations at once, I reenacted the scene. Part of me remained rooted in my fractured body, while part of me silently stared up at the stars. It was nonsensical. As someone who has always accepted reason and science, I found it difficult to comprehend this unexpected experience. After trying to make sense of the unusual experience for days, I ignored it. I attempted to explain it as a neurological abnormality brought on by trauma. It didn't matter or seem genuine. I was mistaken to think that my viewpoint would shift as much as it did. When I was brought to surgery 3 days later, my life underwent yet another unplanned change. As the anesthesia took effect, I believed I would pass out, but instead I was sent to a fantastical place I had never heard of. This time, it wasn't just in my head. I stepped into a mysterious, peaceful, and amazed world. It was the most beautiful place on earth. The colors were more vibrant, the emotions more intense. It was as though the cosmos was enveloping me in love and tranquility. Here I experienced unfathomable love. It didn't seem like a feeling. It felt real. Everything there was infused with this sincere, profound love. As I soaked in its warm rays, I felt happier and more whole than before. A woman materialized as I was taken aback by my circumstances. She greeted me like we had never met, even though we had never been friends. She was more, but she also depicted someone to whom I could identify. Our mysterious guide showed us ancient knowledge and long-lost realities as we traversed the foreign landscape. Her words pierced my soul with both new and ancient wisdom. She shared timeless wisdom on how to make the most of this world by leading a meaningful life. As we spoke, time appeared to stretch and contort. She seemed to be giving insightful talks for weeks or months at a time. I found the information fascinating, yet I was engrossed in every word. I remember everything I learned from that eternal dimension. My guide's demeanor evolved. She commanded me to return to Earth in a kind yet firm manner. Her remarks really got to me. I cried as I pleaded to stay in this oasis of unwavering love and tranquility. I got desperate as I thought of leaving this bliss for the shattered body and harsh realities of Earth. My instinct said she was correct. I had a real-world mission to do, no matter how much I wanted to stay. Its incredible beauty gave me purpose and grief as I got ready to leave that isolated place. My overwhelming feelings of love and beauty were eased by my guide's patience, while I marveled at the beauty and love all around me. With a compassionate voice, she said, "My earthly trip was far from over." Desperation sank into my heart. Why must I leave this paradise behind? I cried as I pleaded with her. I told her I wanted to stay, but my voice was shaking. To dispute with a heavenly being that huge would be foolish. I did it because I was desperate. When I got home, I cried out, argued, and used logic to escape the terrible truth. I hated going back to my shattered, wounded body. The agony, protracted recuperation, and upcoming difficulties proved to be insurmountable. My heart ached to leave this oasis of unadulterated love and tranquility. As my guide saw me stutter, all I could think about was boundless compassion. Her gentle stare embarrassed me for my outburst while also consoling me. I begged to stay, but she said it wasn't my time. As I got ready to make another impassioned appeal, my mood shifted. The paradisal surroundings vanished from my peripheral vision in an instant. The harsh fluorescent lights and sickly smell of the surgery recovery area quickly obliterated the feeling of warmth and affection I had just moments before. I was overcome and disoriented when I got back to my body. In this moment of loss and longing, I wept openly. I had the deepest desire to go back to that amazing location and those kind people. Something caught my eye. This transformative event completely destroyed my beliefs. I was not an atheist or an agnostic anymore. I saw an airy realm that was vibrant and too real. I'm hesitant to categorize what I've learned. I experienced an incalculable quantity. My newfound understanding and acceptance of all faiths and beliefs have ripped my heart. Doubt had been cultivated over the years by my scientific education, but this transcendent experience broke it. We are here to love, to practice, demonstrate, and experience love in all of its forms, was the first lesson my guide imparted to us. I consider it frequently. Unlike the romantic love found in greeting cards, this love is an unwavering power that keeps everything alive. I have a duty to inform everyone that this communication is available. I shall honor the vow I made in that other universe. This email is only the beginning. A book or speaking appearances, I believe, are in the works. By disclosing this, I run the danger of being startled or made fun of. Some claim that my experiences are psychological or the result of brain aging. My former acquaintances might distance themselves, unable to comprehend my transformation from the gloomy scientist they once knew. Though I realize it could hurt my career and personal life, this describes me. It's undeniable that this had an impact on my outlook. I hope that my story might bring consolation and inspiration to others. It might bring individuals together from different backgrounds and ideologies. I'm amazed at how time seemed to bend and stretch throughout my brief, but never-ending journey through that celestial realm. Weeks or months went by in an instant. I'm still in shock at how much knowledge and expertise I picked up so rapidly. The view from heaven is unfathomable to the human eye, yet allow me to attempt an explanation. For miles, the lush meadows dotted with vibrant flowers of every hue are covered in undulating hills. These stunning fields were flanked by trees taller and more noble. Of peace, love, and divine presence. I was profoundly affected by it, not just visually. I had never experienced love like that on earth. It was present in everything, including the air I breathed, the ground I walked on, the clouds overhead, and the trees above. I sensed a blossoming affection both within and around me. I started crying once more, overcome by the overwhelming feeling of love and acceptance that I had never expected. Never in my life have I experienced such deep and unwavering love. This overwhelming, all-encompassing love seemed to be the cornerstone of heaven. This discovery, validated by my guide, transformed my life. Sincere love is the foundation of all. When I return, I will spread that love to everyone I come into contact with on earth. Evelyn, thank you for sharing your story. Are you a new viewer of the channel? Join in. Farewell from James of Afterlife Life Experiences. Many thanks.